This is nothing short of art, and one of the quietest executive haptic tools ever made. It feels like something that belongs in two worlds at once, part sculpture, part instrument. Something ancient in form, yet engineered through modern precision. A conversation between the past and the future that happens quietly in your hands. When I first unboxed the Vortex, my mind immediately went to the classical pillars of antiquity. The Renaissance columns carved in marble and stone, built with mathematical precision to lift the eye upward and inspire awe. This feels like a modern continuation of that tradition. Only now, the carving is done through CNC machining, and the sculpture lives in your pocket. What makes it even more remarkable is the spiral, not straight lines, twisting geometry that adds complexity and movement to the form. It looks and feels intentional. And where those pillars directed the gaze upward towards the heavens, the Vortex directs sensation inward, grounding the nervous system rather than lifting the eye. It feels architectural, contemplative, and deeply human. You can sense the edge where machines reach their limit and the human intention steps in. That small imperfection that proves a hand or a mind was present. I love that. As someone who has spent time around instruments and electronic music gear, the Vortex also awakens a different kind of nostalgia for me. It feels like the click of a vintage hi-fi dial, the twist of a synth modulation wheel, the resistance of a guitar volume knob, or the button on an old recording device that you weren't meant to press but desperately wanted to. When I was younger, I would stand next to my father's record player, fascinated by the dials and switches. They sounded and felt incredible, yet they weren't meant to be played with. The Vortex takes that forbidden tactile instinct and turns it into a safe, intentional experience. The irony is beautiful. It's inspired by music hardware, yet it is almost completely silent. Fidgimoto didn't just design a fidget, they may have invented a new category. The sensations are felt rather than heard. A soft, grounded button press, subtle rotational feedback, microclicks that register through the fingertips, and metal grooves that give texture. It's accessible, calm, discreet. You could use this in a meeting, a lecture, even during a TED Talk, and nobody would notice. There's no skill threshold, no learning curve, no tricks to master. It invites unconscious and automatic play, the kind that supports focus, replaces nail biting, eases restless energy, and distributes sensation evenly across every finger. And when you push it harder, rotating with both hands, the entire body of this piece comes alive with vibration. It feels almost electric, high attack, dense, assertive. Quiet does not mean weak. Quiet here means controlled power. One of the most striking things is the seamlessness. No screws, no visible access points, no invitation to open the mystery. Like modern industrial design, phones, devices, precision instruments, the object exists as a whole, complete in form. You're not meant to see inside, you're meant to experience what it is engineered to do. This is part of what gives it its executive presence. Minimal, refined, and confident. It doesn't read as a toy. It reads as a precision tool. The focus isn't on exotic materials or decoration. The value lives in the machining, the coding, the invisible engineering, the thousands of quiet decisions that shape the behavior of the object. The anodized finishes allow subtle expressions of personality, though even the neutral tones are deeply considered. It gives you choice without shouting for attention. This is what executive means here. Serious design made for serious environments, without losing curiosity or play. To the community, Fidgimoto seemed to appear from nowhere. A new name, a finished studio identity, a product that feels like it had already gone through countless unseen iterations. And in a way, that's exactly what happened. The Vortex had been under development for over a year and a half before anyone saw it. Thoughtful design, patient refinement, and a team that includes engineering and industrial design, as well as creative direction working in conversation. It didn't emerge loudly, it emerged complete. And speaking with Nathan, the creative director and designer behind the Vortex, made one thing very clear. This wasn't a company chasing a trend. This was a design studio asking a question. That mindset is what makes this so compelling. It doesn't just function well, it provokes thought. It makes you ask, how could this evolve? What might the next iteration explore? What if silent haptics become a broader design language? And knowing what's already in motion at Fidgimoto, the Vortex does not feel like the end. It feels like the beginning of an ecosystem. So why is it called vortex? Is it because it rotates or because it pulls you in? Because that's what this object does. It's an industrial sculpture, a sensory regulator, an engineering experiment disguised as executive design, and I'm really grateful that I had the chance to live with it and to speak with the person behind it, because without that opportunity, I might never have known just how much intention was hidden inside such a quiet object. This isn't just a fidget, it is functional art, made for the retro kids in the business suits who never stop being curious, and I think that's the most exciting part of it all. Until next time, stay curious, stay genuine, and as always, stay spectrumy.